Okay, a very good afternoon here on the 22nd of March 2019. Rishi Patel, co-founder, Master of the Markets, the Elite Traders Conference and the Traders Open Day. And a very warm welcome into the market update for the week. As you know, here at Master of the Markets, we do a weekly update on Friday every week to review how the week's trading progress has been. This week is a losing week. We are down 4% here at Master of the Markets this week, giving back some of the gains that we made from prior weeks. And we're going to have a look at the overall performance that we've had as well for the year so far, and just get a feel for where we are in the grand scheme of things. So let's start by looking at the live trading room, as we always do. So I'm going to start by looking at the live trading room. Here we had two trades this week on the money bars trading strategy. Both opportunities, Eurodollar and Dollar Swiss franc. So that is here. So we entered the market on both of these trade opportunities on the 19th of March. You can see that just here. So 19th of March we entered both opportunities. Let's take a quick look to see what the outcomes were for those particular trade opportunities. So the first one, of course, was just here, where this Eurodollar position short. This was the PSWB we were looking at, this buyer bar. We took short on the, in fact, sorry, my mistake. This is the buyer bar that we were looking at as a PSWB short just there. We took a short on the close. The next day didn't quite take us out of the trade opportunity, but you can see the following day did. Our stop was up here, so we were out of that trade. And you can see the market has turned and gone short today. And that's okay. It's not in our rule set to be able to take a move like this just yet, unfortunately. Perhaps we'll develop something in the future that takes care of these variation 1 retracements like this, but for now nothing that we can do at this time. Dollar Swiss was pretty much the same thing. Here was the opportunity on the PSWB just there. We entered the market on the close to take that long. You can see on the next day itself we were out of the trade just there. The thing here as Master of the Markets is, of course, you have to understand we've got no problem talking about our losses because these systems are extremely robust, and that allows us to be able to trade through these conditions as well, where we take losses like this. Instant hits of 1% within the day itself are not ideal to take at all. And you can see the money bar strategy hasn't performed so well this year, and certainly giving back some of the gains from last year's massive run of plus 15.6% I think we had on this money bar strategy. So we're down minus 2.2% on the money bars cash, but the system is the most important one to look at. So let's look at that. On system we're down minus 1.63, okay, for the year so far. So you can see it here. We've got, I think it's 11 trades, 10 trades. Let's just have a look at the stats. You can see it all here. 10 trades, 3 winners, 7 losers. In fact, doesn't sound right to me. Something is not looking right there. Let's just double check that. Indeed, that's correct. Yes, that's fine. So that is correct. Yep, so 3 winners, 7 losers, only 30% reliability. But after taking 7 losers, we're still down only minus 1.63. And again, that says something about the upside that we're making here on the profitable trades. You know, we're capturing the maximum amount of open equity on profitable opportunities, which is great. I mean, as long as we just keep doing that, even if we only take 40% reliability, we'll still end up net profit with that current set of trades that we're taking, with some current profits that we're taking on profitable trades. So you'll see that we'll continue to trade this system accurately, and we'll continue to execute it perfectly as well. What else do we have this week so far? The Eurodollar, we didn't have any liftoff opportunity this week so far. Now let's go over to Gold Bar's system. Gold Bar system, we did take a very small winning trade of just 0.04% just there on the Euro Yen. Again, small winner, just pushing us up a little bit and helping us to offset some losses just there. So the live trading room down for the week so far, minus 1.96%. We are down on the live trading room. Okay, let's take a quick look then at the Elite Journal. So you join me here on that. The Aussie dollar is a trade that we did take this week. Didn't pan out for us the way that we were expecting. Market did move against us using an outsider bar, which was a little unlucky, especially as that was the second primary and it went on to fail. The prime profits system as well. Dollar yen, we also took a trade here on that one just there, 18th. Again, we were out on our initial stop loss, expecting that first primary to fail, but it didn't, and it went to confirm, which meant that we took a loss on that one. We are now long on the pound dollar. This is a live trade, it's running right now, so we are long on the pound dollar at the moment. It isn't a floating profit, but it is the pound dollar, which means that literally anything can happen. So let's see what happens here. We have got a target set for further higher up just here, but we'll see how this does pan out. It's an interesting one, especially given a lot of Brexit news is currently circulating as well. Let's see what happens. We're looking for this high to get taken out as an initial play, and then we'll see what happens from there. That's it in terms of the trades on the Elite Room this week. We didn't have anything on Gold Bar system. A potential on Euro Yen, which we cancelled because it became invalid, so no profit and loss on that just there. So that's it from the perspective of the Elite Room. With the live trading room, something that I am looking into at the moment, I'll just show you on this side. If we look at the trade journal performance thus far, we are on the system. You can see the liftoff is pretty much break even. Money bars is down just a little bit, so is gold bars. If we had looked at gold bars from the beginning of the year, this would be net profit actually. But because we didn't have it in full mode, we had it in a beta mode for those first 2 months, we didn't take anything around that. And then, of course, this is a beta strategy, so not counting this towards the curve anyway, so this results at NA. So it's primarily just these three that are counting towards the curve at the moment. And you can see, if we look at the cash versus the system, we are down 3% on system, so there is a slight variance. Our execution is off just marginally there by 0.7%, otherwise it's pretty much on point. The curve tells us that it's looking something like this, so we are still dipped into the negatives here at the moment. Let's see if this will pick up into April. Last year, on the live trading room and the Elite trading rooms, April was the second biggest month of the year. Maybe it will be again this year, maybe it won't be, we don't know. The point is we just need to keep executing the system consistently, and that's the idea just there. So we are down net loss them, and you can see minus 3% system, minus 3.7% cash at the moment, but the execution has been pretty tight, and that's what is important just here. So let's continue to monitor that into the next coming days and weeks. I want to move on to the topic of the week. Before I do that, I'm just going to run over the other world markets just here so we can do a quick review. Okay, so euro dollar, we are seeing a move much lower today. We have some oversized bars kicking in here recently. You can see if we look at the ATR, actually the ATR is 40, but the range of this bar is 112, this one 95, this one 117. So we're getting some massive bars here at the moment. These bars are 3 ATR, which is absolutely huge. There's not much we can do to play in this space. Especially given what the market has done, which is broken the last swing high to make this counter trend, and then reversed back in the opposite direction as well. It's a completely counter trend move, and so not much we can do with our strategies just here. Pound US dollar is continuing to strengthen today. We have a prime profits trade long running on that from the close last night, so we'll see what happens with that. We'll continue trading it long. Dollar Swiss franc, again we're seeing some Swiss weakness coming to the market here after a huge move lower. Euro Japanese yen, take a look at that. It's broken the last swing low on that bar itself. It's a crazy move today. Again, look at it in terms of ATR. This range is 224. The ATR is 73. This is more than a 3 ATR bar again here. These bars are just absolutely huge. Not much, again, a counter trend move, not much we can do with that. The Aussie dollar, just here, the Aussie dollar weekly looks like a very interesting chart. The reason I say that is because here we've got the confirmation of this swing high. Very rare to see a confirmed the confirmation bar of a swing high becoming the turning point here as well. So we were looking for a shorting opportunity this week here on the Aussie dollar. I like the look of this liftoff opportunity that was setting up just here, but I've just realized that the trade risk is too high on this particular trade opportunity at this time. Unless we take it, I don't even think we can do that. No, the trade risk is just too high for us. It's outstretching the 1.5 ATR multiple times over. Nothing we can do just there. Dollar Japanese yen, lots of yen strength coming into the market just here recently. Gold continues to strengthen as well. We had a slight pullback here in the market after this huge bull run, but you can see now gold coming back and strengthening once again at 1,300. Oil again just continuing its move higher after this huge retracement lower, now pulling back a little bit off of those lows. The FTSE 100, a big drop off here on the FTSE 100. I know the other world markets are following suit as well, like the DAX, for example, as well. But you can see, if you look on the weekly, has made quite a large retracement, really, in terms of where it actually started. If we look from the last swing high, you can see we reached 78.6% just there, and from this last swing high again, you can see 61.50% has been reached there on the FTSE 100 from that last swing high as well, off of those highs. So we have seen a retracement just here. We'll continue to monitor this market. Same thing you can see here on the daily 500. Bitcoin continuing to sort of make small moves. If you look at the recent volatility we've had on this, it's next to nothing. I mean, these bars have really shrunk if you compare it back to what happened back here. So there's a good chance this could now creep up higher for a little while. We're just touching on the $4,000 mark. But remember, I've already said in past weeks that there are gaps at the back over here, down these levels around about the $500 mark. So I don't see any reason why Bitcoin should ever come back to $500, but it will be interesting to see if it does go back and close those gaps. Take a look here. There's a gap that's open that hasn't been closed yet this week. That's very interesting. So we may see a close of this gap, so definitely be on the lookout for that into next week, if not today, on Bitcoin just there. But longer term, yeah, looks like it could climb just there. That's pretty much it from me for this market update. What I'm going to do now is just switch over to the topic of the week, and then I'm going to wrap up just. So I wanted to talk about the 3 tips I have for accurate backtesting. A lot of people are doing backtesting here at the moment, especially in the master markets community, as you all start to strengthen your understandings of the various strategies that we're trading here. And so I wanted to give you my top 3 tips for backtesting. If you're working with us here at Master Markets, you'll already be doing tip number 1 anyway, because we only use quantified parameters, which means that we can track and measure every aspect of what we're doing historically. Very, very important for us. So use quantified parameters at all times. Okay, so that's very important. Use quantified parameters. So for MetaTrader 4, what I would do is use the F12 key. This is a very, very important thing to do in backtesting. Far too many times in my one-to-one coaching do I see people load up a currency pair, and they're testing something on the market, and they may be testing, for example, they may be testing this opportunity just here, let's say on liftoff. Let's say they're testing this opportunity on liftoff, and they're looking at this bar, and they're like, yeah, that went lower, I would have trailed my stop, and then I would have got taken out on this reversal primary. But then they're also getting confused as well, because they can see the whole of the future, so it's quite a mess. What I always do when I'm back testing is I roll the chart back just to the point that I want to start my testing, and I press F12, and that increments the screen 1 bar at a time. This is absolutely essential, because if you can see everything that's happened in the future, it's going to give you a bias, and it's also going to mess up your thinking as well. I mean, there's just too much data there. So I would do this systematically. So I would say, okay, I have a failed primary in this phase, so I'm going to take this on the low, so my entry here is going to be on the low. This is going to be on the high just here. Okay, so then F12. Okay, I'm triggered into the trade now. What do I need to do? Okay, I need to manage the trade, so no trail at the moment. Okay, I've got a confirmed swing high, so I'm going to trail to 2 trending bars, etc, etc. Do it bar at a time, and the way to do that is by using the F12 key. The other thing is label everything first. This is something that I found out recently that myself and Tiro are doing quite actively now. We're just upgrading the Gold Bar's Elite trading strategy at the moment, and if you look at the way that I'm doing that, I'm actually identifying all the trade opportunities, and once I've identified the trade opportunities, what I do is I just grab a text label here in MetaTrader. You got to be careful in MetaTrader. There's two methods of doing text. One is as a label. You definitely don't want to do that. You want this one, which is the text tool. because that text tool is going to move with the screen as you move the screen. If I put a text object there and I put a label object just here, you'll see the difference between the two. If I move the screen, the label's going to move with me, and I don't want that to happen. You know, I absolutely want the text to stick where I've put it. So the only way to do that is by using the text tool. So then you can see I've labeled, for example, I've said here this is the first PSWB in the counter trend phase. Then it's the type of failure that we're seeing, then what would have happened on the PO, this was for gold bars LTR, then what happens on the elite, etc, etc. So you can see that the labeling is really good, important, it's really key. Once you label your trades, then what you can do is when you look back on your backtesting or your crib sheet, you don't need to press your F12 anymore. The reason being, you know exactly where all the trade opportunities are straight away. You know that this is your PSWB, you're going to test this one here, this one just here, this one, etc. So I don't need to search anymore. I just do the searching one time, I put the labels on, and then boom, I can backtest efficiently. So that's pretty much it from me. I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Until the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plans, keep trading like a master. Bye for now.